So I want to share with you guys my experience of a strongman competition I did in Indiana recently. And I did this with a very good friend and fellow vegan lifter, Justin Morgan of Carved Up Muscle here on YouTube. And I highly recommend checking out his video on this because he grabbed a lot of great footage of it. Now I want to say first is that I competed at the under 175 pound weight class, in which I was 27 pounds under that, weighing in at a mere 148 pounds, which really put me at a disadvantage. However, I would have even competed at the 200-pound weight class if I had to, like I did in the previous year, because nobody showed up for my weight class, which I did relatively pretty good at. For example, they had one event where it was a how many times you could do 315 pounds on the deadlift in like a minute or so, which is more than double my body weight, by the way, in which I got 15 of them, which I think the most anybody got there was like 22. Now, for those who don't know just how significant that is, because I know not everybody deadlifts out there. Well, according to one of the greatest deadlifters of all time, Andy Bolton, I read an article recently where he said just doing double your body weight once is considered a respectable lift. And then, like I said in my previous videos, Men's Fitness Magazine, they said if you could do double your body weight just once, that's considered beastly, which I guess I'm like 15 times beastly, actually like 23 times beastly, because recently I just did another deadlift competition where I did 23 reps of double my body weight. It just kind of blows my mind, after all these years that, people are still pushing protein powders, and especially like Men's Fitness Magazine. It's just unreal. It's kind of funny. All their protein supplements are all fruit flavor. It's like, come on, guys, let's get a hint. We want to eat fruit, not some kind of refined protein in some plastic jug that's been sitting on the shelf for years on end. Oh, and by the way, this was done on an axle bar. For those who don't know what that is, it's a thicker bar than your average Olympic bar that you might find at your local gym, which makes it a lot harder to grip. So doing 15 of these with a thicker bar, it makes it a lot harder. Actually, so much harder. My hands were actually bleeding from this. This is how dedicated I am for getting the word out that you don't need a lot of protein to lift some weights. So as for this new competition I had, now I only had about like 5 weeks to prep for this event, and it wasn't until the last couple weeks that my friend Justin Carsetter, another vegan strength athlete, yeah, that's right, we're out there and we're growing in numbers and we're moving some serious weight, and you'll be hearing about us. Who is also prepping for a strongman competition, introduced me to an underground strongman gym in Chicago. I really gotta make a video on that place. It's called the B&W Gym. It's really cool. It's not like secretive underground. It's actually underground. It's a really cool place. It's only $5 on the weekends. I'll be definitely making a video just on that, and sometime in the future. So yeah, I only train about like a couple weeks just going to this competition on some of these things. Like I did the yoke walk there, and at an axle bar, so I could practice the clean and press and farmer's hold, which is a pretty cool exercise. I'm definitely going to be throwing those in my routine from now on. So here's some clips of the event, and they started things off with the hardest lift for me, and that was the axle bar clean and press, in which I was supposed to do 165 pounds for reps, which I didn't get one of them because I just did not get enough practice in with it. I knew coming into it I probably won't get any, and the most I got in the two practices prior to this event was just 155 pounds on the axle bar. Now I want to say I could do this on the regular bar, on the regular Olympic bar, but when you throw in the thick bar, it really throws things off for me, and I really have a tough time with the grip. Plus, I haven't practiced Olympic weightlifting all that much. I definitely have the strength for it, but I just got to get that technique down. And the only way I'm going to get better with it is with practice. Now, I want to say that I'm not the only one that didn't get any of these. before you start saying, oh, the reason why you didn't get any of these is because you're a vegan and you didn't get enough protein or something like that. Well, you know, if you notice, the guy next to me didn't get any of them either. And there's actually quite a few other people that didn't get any of them either. So, and I think the only vegans there was me and Justin. Also, I want to say that I did try doing the continental way of doing this, and I just can't do it. I actually hurt my back recently trying that out with a strength coach, and because I want to prep for next year's, because I want to do this. I want to make, I at least want to do a couple of them next year. But yeah, like I said, I hurt my back, and then that was it for me. I'm never gonna try that continental style ever again. It's either the standard Olympic weightlifting style or nothing. Now, I want to say that Justin Morgan came through with this, and he did a really good job at this event, and he cranked out 3 reps of 185 pounds, which is really good for his weight class. Then the next event was the farmer's hold, which basically I had to deadlift and hold 340 pounds for as long as I could, and I actually broke my personal record there. I've only gotten to try this out twice prior, and every time I did, I broke my personal record of it. And I was trying to go for a minute, but I think I got like 55 seconds or something like that. So I was very close of getting that minute mark that I wanted. Also, Justin did really good at this event too. He broke his personal best on this, and he got, I think, like 44 seconds or something like that, holding 400 pounds, which is pretty amazing. I only had to do 340 pounds, so props to Justin. He did awesome on this too. And then we did the yoke walk, in which I hated it. It was just a lot of pressure on my spine, particularly in my neck. So I really need to figure out and how to hold it better so it's not like crushing down on my spine. Maybe put it in like the low bar position like I would do in a low bar squat. But hey, I did it. I moved 375 pounds, 100 feet in less than a minute, which is around like 2.5 times my body weight. So I kind of felt like an ant doing this. So after doing this event, I definitely have a lot more respect for Patrick Babomian, another vegan lifter. If you haven't heard of him, he recently broke the world record for this event, doing over 1,200 pounds. Funny, I was just commenting on some vegan hate comments saying that yoke walks are nothing special, trying to dismiss Patrick's feats as a vegan. Well, of course, this person doesn't have a picture, no videos, never tried out himself, one of those keyboard warriors. Well, at this event, let me tell you, there are some people that are trying to do 500 pounds for their weight class, and they can't even move 2 feet. So seriously, man, you need to stop trying to justify your bad habits with your poor excuses and go vegan. At least try it out for a month. Put it to the test. Do some research. Go to nutritionfacts.org and get educated. I know you're interested in it. You wouldn't be commenting on some vegan fitness channel if you didn't. I'll send you my favorite smoothie recipe or something. And then there's the Magnuson carry, in which I found out afterwards this was the very first time they ever had this event ever done in the United States. And it was named after a strongman in a strongman documentary called Giants of Iceland. Highly recommend checking out that documentary if you're into strongman type stuff. And I gotta say, this lift is probably the most awkward lift in the world. I basically had to hug and carry this kind of like 150-pound metal giant bolt looking thing. And I quickly lost interest in it when I first picked it up because it was just really awkward and I didn't know if I was holding right, but I did manage to get 50 feet with it at least. I know Justin Morgan definitely kicked my butt in this and got 100 feet. Also, I was really scared about slamming my toes with it when I put it down. But looking back in retrospect, I definitely could have pushed myself a lot more with this event. But like I said, I've never done this before in my life, and I thought my toes were in jeopardy here. Now with the last event, I definitely finished things off strong, and it was a how many times you could lift a 150-pound keg and put it over the bar. And I got 7 of them. I think Justin got 6 of them. And I gotta say, I was really scared about doing this. The guy before me ended up in the hospital because he slipped and the keg fell back on him, and he landed on a very sharp corner of one of the yokes. And it was pretty bad. So my main focus shifted just being safe and just to focus on form, because I've never done this before in my life, and not to be too concerned about speed and just do the best I can. So my strategy was to deadlift it up to my waist and then go up to a front squat and then lift it up and then put it over the bar. And I want to say thank you for the guys who were handing me the kegs, encouraging me to crank out a couple more reps when I thought I couldn't do anymore. That really helped me out. Also, I want to say the guy next to me, I don't know what his deal was, but he didn't even get one of these. He must have really had a bad day or something, or like been on a low carb diet or something. So that was the competition. I wasn't the worst. I wasn't the best. Maybe next year I'll have more training in me and I'll win this thing. I'm not joking either. So I highly recommend for all the vegans out there to come out next year and help represent with me and Justin that you can be super strong on a vegan diet. I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to say that I'm going to be presenting at the Woodstock Fruit Festival on how you too can be crazy strong on a fruit-based diet. So you can showcase to everyone in the world that it's just not Mike Velocity here, that you can be strong as hell on a fruit-based diet. And for those who are already going, if you think you're just going to go there just to run around and do yoga and eat fruit with Megan Elizabeth and talk about detox all day, well, think again. I'm going to find you and we're going to do bicep curls till your arms almost fall off. That's all I got to say, and I'll see you guys at the Woodstock Fruit Festival.